Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to part two of the introduction to craps. In our previous video, we had discussed the pass line, the don't pass bar. We also talked about the field and how to make those bets. Explained a little bit about the come bets, as these are all self-service, meaning you as the shooter, you as the player, are able to bet on those. And then we talked a little bit about the place bets and how those work. And today we're actually going to utilize the place bets to show you what a game would look like. I'm going to have $200 in the rack, and we're just going to be simulating playing at a $10 table, and I'll show you how these place bets will work. Keep in mind that the outside numbers, the 4, 5, the 9, and 10, are to have at least the table minimum of $10. If you are at a $5 table, then it would be 5. If you're at a 15 or a $25 table, and so forth. The 6 and 8, however, these are bet in increments of 6. And if the table minimum is 10, you have to put $12. If it's 15, you have to put 18. And if it's a $25 minimum, then you're probably looking at putting $30 down as your minimum bet on that on those numbers. But that's only on the 6 and 8. Everything else is table minimum, at least on this half of the table. And if you're familiar with the craps tables, you have two halves basically, where as a shooter, you get to throw your dice from one side of the table to the other, making sure to make contact to the wall, and whatever number comes out, that's uh, that's what we play against. So let's go ahead and get started and see what this looks like. Try to follow along as best as possible. Like always, don't forget to comment if there's something maybe that you'd like to know more about. Um, Also, I've got a ton of other videos, particularly at the beginning, where I first started learning and playing, and now feel a lot more comfortable walking up to a craps table, throwing down some money, and getting into the action, which is the most exciting part of playing the game of craps, besides winning money. The other thing I would also recommend is to subscribe. That way, you're always informed. As I do go live on Sundays and sometimes on Saturdays, you may catch me. But that way, you can play along and or see kind of what's going on and get some ideas on how to actually throw dice, make bets, and hopefully win some money when you go to a casino. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with getting a point and seeing what happens there. We've got a 5-3-8, so we're just going to be on the 8. So now our pass line bet is on the 8, meaning we want to throw another 8 to win, or any of these other numbers that I'm going to put down. So I'm going to give the dealer $25, as you can see, and I'm going to ask them to place some of our money. First, I'm going to ask to be put on the 12, on the 6 for $12. And then I'm going to ask for $10 on the 5. That's going to leave us with $3 left. That's going to go back to our rack. So we'll start off pretty simple by placing the 5, placing the 6, and we have our money on our pass line, which is the 8. Those are the numbers we want to hit before big red or the bad unlucky number comes. And look at that, 437 automatic. They call this a .7 out, PSO. If you hear that, that's what that means. And that means everybody that is playing on the pass line or the light side will lose. What will happen next is the dice will travel to another shooter. If you're the only shooter at the table, you're welcome to put another pass line bet down. So that way you get to be able to roll again. So $10 is on the pass line. We hit a point of 10, so we've got a 6, 4, 10. Again, dealer, I'm going to drop you $35 this time, and I'm going to ask to be put onto the 6 and 8 and the 5. So taking this $35, bringing it off to the side. Okay, I'm going to get 12 and 12. That's 24. 10 is 34. That leaves me with $1 and change. We'll put that in the rack. Okay? Once we've got that in the rack, we're ready to throw out another number and see if the 5, 6, or 8 are going to hit. And we've got a 9. We don't have that number covered yet. Notice how I said yet, because the objective of the game is to give yourself as much opportunity to make money as possible. So we want to look into covering some of these numbers with the hits that we receive. A 516, that 6 is going to pay us $14. So I'm actually going to pay it 15. So instead of 14, I'm going to give it one extra dollar. I'm going to ask for a dollar from the rack, and now that's going to give me $15. I'm going to go ahead and place the 9, or ask the dealer, can I get the 9 for that? And then I'm going to put $5 back into my rack. Now, as you can see, I've got all my inside numbers. That's what we call the inside, with at least a minimum bet. Now our chances of getting money, hopefully before the big bad number, is what we want to try to accomplish. That was an 11. A 5, a 325. That's also going to pay 14. I'm going to go 15 for 1. And because that was $10. So again, every $5 gets 7, every $6 gets 7, and then every $5 gets 9. So I think now I'm going to pick up the 4. So hopefully you can see that. I've got the 4, the 5, the 6, the 8, the 9 already covered. The 10 is covered down there with the pass line. I'm going to just put $5 more back in my rack. All right, the probability of us hitting a number is high now because we've covered a lot of our numbers that we can roll. That is a 538, and that is going to pay $14. I'm going to take my $14 that I have here. I'm going to ask the dealer to go up on my 6 and my 8 by 1 unit. And what does that mean? We're going to go up $6 on the 6. We're going to go up $6 on the 8, and then we'll just rack $2 extra. So now our 6 and 8 are at $18, and we want to hit those numbers because those are going to pay a little bit higher than the rest of our numbers that we have. That is a yo, or a 6, 5, 11. That's a yo. A 5, 4, 9. So that is in the center of the field, 9. And that 9 is going to pay 15 for 1. So we're going to go ahead and go 15 for 1. So it pays 14, but again, 15 for 1 just to make things easy. And I'm going to ask the dealer to press my 5 and my 9 because these are multiples of 5. And I'm just going to rack another nickel. So we're starting to build our bank roll while also building our bets. The only downfall is when you hit this 437 or a 617 or a 527. Anytime you hit a 7, you lose all of the money that was out here. Again, we started with $200. We're not that far off, but we could have, before this roll, we could have actually regressed and gone back down to our base. We could have gone back down to just the 6 and 8 like we started. It's totally up to you how you want to play. You'll notice that there's a lot of strategies that are out there depending on your style of play and depending on your risk level. So we lose all that to say that we have another fighting chance, as we're going to put $10 on our pass line, shake up our dice a little bit, throw them out. A 325 puts us right here. Again, dealer, I've got $25. I'm going to ask to be placed on the 6 and 8. The dealer will know that the 6 and 8 carry a value of $12 each and $1 change back to us. Now we want a 6, we want an 8, or we want a 5. Those are the numbers we want. Now I'm going to try, once I hit one of these numbers, to actually press even more. 527, the dreaded PSO, or the 0.7 out. You'll see it referred to as PSO. That just means that once you have your point established, the next roll is an out. And that happens from time to time, sometimes more often than you'd like, but it is part of the game, and that is why You don't throw all your money out there in the first, because you may end up losing it all. All right, here we go. A 6-5 yo. Remember, 7-11 wins when the puck is off, and a 7 will lose when the puck is on. Okay, so we win there. 5-4-9 center field, so this will turn on and travel to the 9. Dealer, I've got 25. Let's go 35. I'm going to ask for the 6 and 8, and then I'm going to ask for the 5. Okay, so that's $34. I need $1 change. Okay, we've got 6, 8, and 5 covered. Those are the numbers we're looking for. And we also have the 9 as the pass line. Remember, your pass line bet is whatever this point is. 4, 2, 6. 6 is going to pay 15 for 1. And I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to put all $15 to this 5. Okay, so now it turns into a quarter. Let's get another hit. Hopefully a 5. Well, we got a 6. So the 6 is going to also pay 15 for 1. But now I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this up to $24. So I'm going to ask for $1 and change. And now this is going to be capped at $24. The best way to remember is that every red needs a white. Every green needs a red. That's kind of how you can remember it. But if that's a little advanced for you at this moment, trust me, you'll start to learn. Just like if you've tried to learn any new language, it takes time. So what I did was I power pressed my 6 to go up to 24. Well, really, I pressed it as high as I could go with what I made. Power pressing, I would have taken money from my rack to actually bring it up even higher, turned it into a $30 bet. But we won't go there yet. 5-1-6, maybe I should have power pressed, but $24 is going to pay $28. So I'm going to actually take 30 and I'm going to ask for $2. That's the same as 28. Now I'm going to take this down and go to 30. I'm going to put the rest of my winnings back into my rack. So you see how I can move money around, shift it, change it? At this point, just to show you guys what a regress looks like, I'm going to ask the dealer to bring me back down to the base level on the 6 and on the 5. What that will look like is they're going to bring this down and give that back to me. They may just make change on their own, but then what I could do is put my $12 and my $10 back out. So now I've made a little bit of extra money than what I already had on there. So now I've got the 5, the 6, the 8, and the 9 covered, and we're going to keep rolling. A 3-2-5, if I would not have regressed, I would be making more money, but that's the risk I take, because just in case the big bad number comes out, we're going to go 15 for 1, since that pays 14. I'm going to put this right back in the rack. So you minimize your exposure now. Because you've rolled so much, we know that the 7 is going to eventually show. And it did. 6-1-7. The good thing is we didn't have a lot of exposure out there. And we can turn that off now. And so we're down a little bit, maybe about $40. But at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, is play to try to make some money. Dice are going to swing around to another shooter. They're going to put their pass line bet out. You're welcome to do it as well. You don't have to. Not when you're not shooting. You don't have to put the pass line bet down. But if you want to play the pass line and take your chances, you can. And the reason why some people will not do it is because when a pass line is set and a point is established, then this money here is a contract bet, meaning you cannot take away from it. You can't bring it down. It's in contract and it has to stay. So now that it hits the 10 is a harder number to hit than a 9 or an 8. And so now you're stuck playing on the 10. If you're not playing the pass line, you can choose which numbers you want to place. Just like right now, I'm going to request for 35. Actually, I'm going to request for 45. And what that's going to look like on the 45 is going to be, I'll show you, 24, 34, 44. I'll give myself $1 change. There's our $45. So right off the bat, instead of hitting a number and going to another number, I'm automatically going to start with this dollar amount and see if I have a different result. I have the 5, 6, 7, 8, the 5, 6, 8, 9 covered, and I also have the 10 covered as a pass line bet. Let's go ahead and throw it. 3, 2, 5. So with the 5, I'm going to get paid 15 for 1. And automatically, I'm going to take this 5 to a quarter. I am pressing all the way up. Okay, we want that 5 again. We got a 9. The 9 is going to do the same thing. It's going to pay 15 for 1. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. Take it to a quarter. And now we've pressed twice. We want to hit the 5 or the 9. Those are our best numbers. Now we hit a 10. Because we're playing the pass line, this money here is going to win because we hit a point, meaning it's going to turn off. This $10 is going to get paid $10. So 1 to 1, $10. So we can rack that. And then, because this puck is off, these bets are off. And remember, when the puck is off, 7 and 11 win. If we roll a 7, these bets are safe because we're off. There's another strategy where you can put them on, but for now, as a beginner, you want to just follow the puck. If it says off, that means your place bets are off. You don't have to take them down. Just leave them like that. And I would love to roll a 7. I rolled an 11. So a 6-5 yo will actually pay. Remember, 7-11 wins on a come out or when it's off, and a 2-3-12 will lose. So 11 wins. Let's throw again. A 3. 213. That's a craps number, so we'll lose the $10. Let's go ahead and put $10 back out. Roll it again. A 617 will win our $10 back again. Okay, so we're going to keep doing this until we establish another point. 11, 6-5 yo, that'll pay $10 again. My other bets are not affected because our bets are off. 5-1-6. Okay, now we have choices and we have to make decisions. The puck is going to go on the 6. This 6 is covered by that pass line. So you don't need this. And so what most people will do is either press the next number or take a new number where you don't have any money in. Or you can break this 50 up and spread it across. What would you guys like to do? Comment down below what you would do. What I'm going to do is actually take this 6 and move it all to the 8. Now the 8 has a $24 bet. My 6 is covered by my pass line. My 8 has 24. 9 and 5 are covered with $25 bets. And that is the risk we run, because even if I would have split that money up amongst the 4 and the 10, I still would have ended up losing because now I rolled a 7. And when a 7 rolls, when the puck is on, then we lose everything that we have out here. That's the name of the game. Okay, so you have to decide what to put out there, how much, when to take down, when to go up. A 2-1-3 loses. Let's put another pass line down. New 5-5-10. That's a hard 10 because of the doubles. And let's go 45 again. So we took a big risk, right? We went big risk. And unfortunately, we did not get the big rewards. So we have $45. Let's go ahead and get 10, 10, 10, 10. And then we'll just cap our 6 and 8. We'll put $1 back in our rack. Okay, because this is only 44 on the inside. 6, 6, 12, also known as box cars. Doesn't help us, doesn't hurt us. A 5, 1, 6, that's an easy 6. Okay, we'll go 15 for 1. I'm going to try to play a little faster so you guys can see where I'm at. I'm going to go up on the 5, up on the 9, and rack a nickel. 4, 3, 7 out. So we barely even squeezed a nickel out of that, which means we took a loss. And that's what will happen sometimes with all these short rolls, is anytime you're on the light side, or the side that goes with the puck, anytime you hit 7s, you're going to end up losing. So let's go back out there. I don't want to scare you away from playing the game, and I'm either having a bad night. That's an 11. That's a yo. So I don't want to scare you from the table, but I'm just doing a random roll. There are people that are much luckier than I am, 4, 3, 7, and would be winning in this style of play because of the way they either throw the dice, or they press, or they regress. 6, 4, 10. We're on the 10. Okay, we're down to our last bit of money from $200. So let's go with 45 again. We'll go 44 across on the inside. Okay, so we've got $44 on the inside. Let's get it. A 9. 9 is going to pay 15 for 1. And we're going to go up $20, and we're going to take 5 from the rack and go $20. So now we've got a $20 9 and 5. 6. That'll be 15. Actually, I'm going to pay 14. And the reason why I'm going to pay 14 is because I'm going to go up on the 8, and I'm going to go up on the 6. Okay, we're going to go ahead and rack the rest. Let's throw out another number. 3, 3, hard 6. That hard 6 is now going to pay us 21. Not because it's a hard 6, but because I have $18. 18 will pay 21. I'm going to take all of this down and go $30 on the 6. I think I have a captive audience here. And $25 on the 9. I'm going to give another $1 here. And now we've got 5. Plus this 5, we've got 25. So just in that quick little money exchange, I'm at 25 on the 5, 30 on the 6. I still have 18 on the 8 and 25 on the 9. This might be the shooter. 3, 3, hard 6. So 30 pays 35. I'm automatically going to bring this down and go $30 there. I'm also going to take $10 from here and move it over this way. Now we're increasing our bets, positioning ourselves to make some money. 5, 1, 6. Again, 35. 30 is going to get paid 35. We'll take the 6 to 60. See how money's moving fast? We want another 6. 3, 3. That is a hard 6. That is the number we want because that's going to pay $70. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take that money back into the rack. Dealer, can you put me at 44 across on the inside? Yep. So what they'll do is give you all this money back. They're going to keep 50 just to make things easier, or actually 45. So if you want 44 on the inside, here's 45. They'll give you $1 back. Set you up with 10, 20, 30, 44 on the inside. And now we're going to start over. The reason why we want to start over, because we've been rolling for a while, it's been good, and we just made some money back into our rack, which we needed because we were down to our last little bit of money, and now we regressed. A 549, that's going to pay us 14. I will take that 14 and go up on the 6 and 8. So now they're both at 18. Make sense? And I will rack 2. Let's get one of those insides. 6, hard 6. That's going to pay 21. I'm going to pick up the 5 and the 9 and rack $1. Let's get another hit. 4, hard 8. That's going to pay us 21 as well. And maybe this time I want to go up by 5, make this a quarter, up 5, make that a quarter, rack the rest just to collect some of it. So we'll swap these out for a quarter each. Okay, let's get another one. 2, hard 4. That's not going to help. It's not going to hurt. 415. That 5 is a quarter. $25 on the 5 is going to pay 35. Follow along. I'm going to go ahead and go to 50 on that 5, and I'm going to try to hit that 5 again. That's the number I want. Think of the 5. Think of the 5. 314. Okay, almost there. We need a 5. Come on. 314. So close. This is the exciting part about the game, is trying to get the number that you need. We've got a 5 hard 10. That's going to turn the puck off. I would be playing a little different, but to show you as a beginner, this is what I would be playing odds right now. But because you may not have learned that yet, it's going to pay 1-to-1. I'm just going to go ahead and take my winnings, put it in the rack. I still have $10 on the pass line. Everything else is off. And now what do we want? We want big red, show your face. 538. I've been rolling for a while. So dealer, will you bring me back? And I'm actually going to do, I believe it's 52 across. Let's see if that's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to ask to be put on at 52 across. Hopefully that's the correct number, because we've got $52 here. And we're going to go with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then I've got $2 in the cap there. $52. I'm already all the way across with $52, and now I can keep rolling. I've got all of those place bets covered. 213, which is the majority of the ways I can roll the dice. 516, so that's going to pay us 15 for 1. I will gladly give you that 1. I'm going to press the 5. I'm going to press the 9. I'm going to rack the $5 chip. 426. That's also going to give me, I feel like I've got too much here. Okay. It'll give me $15 for 1. Gladly give that up. Let's go up on the 5, up on the 9, rack the nickel. All right. 628. So we hit the point. The point is now off. The $10 will get paid to the pass line because that's what we had there. All right. Now all of our bets are off. They're all off. So we do want that 7 to show. 213. Remember, 2, 3, 12 loses. Got to go back out for 10 more because that's the table minimum. You could do more if you want, but I would say stay where you're at. 5, 4, 9. Okay, so now we've got money on the 9. Here's a tricky thing. You've got $20 on that. I would actually ask to be put on the 8. And because 8 only needs 18 and you've got 20, it's going to give you $2 back and put $3 there. Okay, all of our bets are on, they're working, they're ready to go. 639, so we hit the point. That's going to turn off. Just rack our $10. We want the 7 right now. We've been rolling for a while. Show your face. 6-5 yo. Remember, 7-11 wins when the puck is off, so we like that. That's free money right there. 5-4-9, so we're back on the 9. We don't need to move any of our bets. Let's go. 639. We love that 9. That's $10 more to the pass line because we hit the point. Now we want that 7. We've been shooting for a while. Let's get that 7. 6-2-8. So now it's going to go back to the 8. You can choose to just have it $15 on that and then you keep this. You could do that. Or just throw in another nickel. Now you're back up to 20 where you had it before. 4-4 hard 8. We're winning slowly. Okay? $10. But that's the name of the game. And now the puck is off. We want that 7. That is a 4-2-6. The dealer's going to ask you, what do we do with the 6? You're going to ask him to move it to the 8. You can do that. Move it to the 8. 4-4. Sorry, 2-2 hard 4. So remember, each one pays 9. So we're going to pay 18. We've got 18 here. Why don't we just press the 8? That's now 25. Plus the cap of 5 is 30. So here's our bet on the 8. Let's see the 8. 2-1-3. Doesn't help, doesn't hurt. 2-2-4. Let's go again. We're going to go $20 this time for 2. And on this, we can go up on the 5, up on the 9, rack $10. This now turns into $25. And this one turns into $25. And slowly we're building up our bets so that we can get paid more money until we 7 out, which we just did. So I went on what most people will call a monster roll, which means we rolled for so long that in our case, we were able to make back not just our money that we had lost, but even more. So let me get a count for this. We've got 100 there. Okay, we've got that. We've got 15 there. So we got 25, 50, 75 more dollars. We started off with 200. We've got 300, 55, 58. Now you may tip the dealers like the $8 and walk away with $350, which you made $150 playing kind of a simple, easy strategy. On the light side, anytime you go on a long roll, expect to make money. Try not to just limit yourself to the table minimum. Press your luck and see if you're actually going to be able to make some money. So hopefully you had a great opportunity to see what these are. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really hope that videos like mine are influencing you and teaching you how to play the game so that you don't feel nervous or scared to put some money down on the table, roll some dice, and hopefully make some money. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.